Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be making this gown on the screen. Okay, so first off, I start off by adding the 1 inch that would be used for shoulder, back shoulder. Then after that, I start my normal measurement from there. Okay, so here I get shoulder to armhole. First thing I do is I get shoulder to the armhole, which is 8 inches, and I draw it all the way. Okay, then next is shoulder to bust, and I mark it all the way too. Well, I'm taking my time with this thing so that if you're watching, you would understand each and every step. Okay, so I also mark that one, the line. And the next is shoulder to under bust. So whatever your shoulder to your under bust is, you mark it all the way through. Here it was 14 and I marked it all the way through. And then the length of this brown paper is from my shoulder to my waist, so there was no need marking it. Here I was labeling it for easy so that side is my waist, so there was no need because it was the end of the paper. Okay, so now you measure your shoulder. And draw it all the way. Measure it and stop on that your armhole line. Okay. So now we're getting the bust measurements, which is your bust divided by 4 plus your seam allowance. This dress had no darting, so I did not add anything for that. It was just the bust measurement plus your seam divided by 4, then you add your seam allowance. Okay, and you draw it on your bust line and come up to your armhole line. Then here was my waist measurement. I was taking the waist measurement here, which is your waist measurement divided by 4 plus your seam allowance. For a small snatched waist, don't forget to minus 1. You have to minus 1 from your waist. For example, if your waist is 30, you minus 1 to get 29 before you now divide by 4 and then add your seam allowance. You can use 0.5 for your seam allowance, you can use 1. Okay, so here I got the neck width measurement. Okay, which is 3 inches, and the neck depth was 3.5 inches. So connect it in a block form, then you can now get your cowl. You can do a freehand or you can use the ruler, whichever works for you. Okay, so we'll do the shoulder slant, which is 1 inch. And then we'll get the midpoint of the shoulder line to help us to get the curve. So you go in by half, by 0.5. You connect the first line and then you curve it. So here I already cut it out. That was all for that top. I already cut out the front. Remember that first inch I left, that 1 inch I left for the back, so you use it to also sketch out your back just the way it is. Okay, here I had to use scissors to open up this paper. This will help us in getting our cowl neckline. So I opened it up from the middle of the paper, and now I'll go in by the two sides by 5 inch on each side, which I will also open up. So I use the scissors as well to open up those 5 inches I went in. Okay, this will help us to get a very good splash spreading. So open the two sides very well, like this. Then you get another paper, and then you place this one on it, spread it as much as you want. Okay, you're going to be spreading as much as you want. Okay, if you want the neck to be very to drop so well, that means you would put this paper, you bring this paper down. But I don't want mine to drop so much, so I left it here. Okay, so here I'm going to be sticking it on with this tape to hold this still while I spread it. Okay, so you spread just the way you want it, as much as you want it. And you make sure these 2 points are meeting each other, not exactly kissing, but they're on the same line. Make sure they're facing each other on the same line. You can also use your tape to hold it down so it doesn't shift. So make sure they're facing each other directly. So it was just been doing this. That was why I had to use one hand to hold it down. If someone was here, the person would have helped me. Okay, that is it now. You're sure they're both on the same line. You can also hold down the other sides of the paper to avoid it moving. Okay, what you do now is you sketch the neckline, okay, from the tip of that shoulder to the other shoulder. So you will curve it all the way. So like I said earlier, if you want your cowl neck to be way very down, then you shouldn't be placing your own paper this way. Okay, so here I already cut it out just the way I sketched it, and then you have to notch your shoulders. You have to notch it so you okay, then you fold it back and then cut out the dress. Remember, you also cut out your back pattern. So here, this is the down part of the gown. So I measured the waist, the hips, the break, and then the length of the skirt pattern. Okay, remember you're dividing your waist by 4, your hips by 4, and also add your seam allowance. Okay. So after marking out the line, now I'm placing my measurement on each of the lines that I marked. Then that top place is the waist. So I had divided by 4 and added my seam allowance. You do the same thing to the hip. Divide by 4, you add your seam allowance, and then the break, and what you get on the break is what you place on the length, and you draw the line and cut it out. Okay, now with the paper I had cut out, I have to trace out the material, and when cutting the back pattern of the skirt, remember to add your zip allowance, which is 2 inches. Then you join the zip area, the center, and also the front area. Remember, this dress had a drawstring, so this is the mid part of the skirt where I'll be joining the ropes for the drawstring. So this is it already. It was 1 inch, so you make your rope as tiny as ½ inch. So I joined the sides. Now I joined the down part of the skirt and the top, making it a gown. The only open part was the zip because I was yet to attach the zip. Okay, so here I'm about to draw the sleeve pattern. It's just going to come with a normal short sleeve. Okay, the length of the sleeve was 10 inches. Then I added 1.5 for the folding of the base of the sleeve. Okay, making the length a total of 11.5 inches. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to get the armhole 8 plus 0.5 for joining seam allowance, which is 8.5. So you mark the 8.5 all the way down. Okay, so you mark. Okay, now we'll measure 2 inches. The first 2 inches. You mark it. Again, you measure another 2 inches and you mark it. Remember, this is 8.5. Now we're going to get the midpoint of 8.5. That is, we're going to divide 8.5 by 2 to get the middle. So this is the middle, midpoint of 8.5. We'll mark and draw the line. So now you can now curve. I usually do a freehand sketching here. Okay. So now this is like your sleeve width. You measure your sleeve width and divide it by 2. Add your seam allowance. So we'll go here was 6, added 0.5, gave us 6.5. Now you connect it from that armhole point all the way to the sleeve. You got like this. Yes. Okay, so now you cut it out and use this pattern to trace out your material. This is how it looks. Use it to trace out your material. This is it. Always remember to nudge the midpoint of your material so you don't make mistake. Okay, use your scissors to notch the middle there. Okay, and after that, I wanted to add a design to this sleeve. I didn't want it to just be normal. I wanted to add something to spice it up. Now here I measured 2-inch gap and I placed the bias. I was going to just run a stitch all over on it, and this is the way it looks. Now you join the sides of the sleeve, fold in by 1.5 that we initially added, and attach your zip, and voila, this dress came out beautiful. Thank you so much. Please subscribe. Bye.